Okay, so this example will show you some applications of bearings in real-world context. So when you are presented with question like this, please do not skip the information that's provided to you. So what are the information that you've got to take note? So for example, here, this is a map, and this map shows 3 points. So these 3 points are power generators, and they are on level ground. So it's important to take note that the 3 points are on the ground. So this diagram is like what you can see if you are from an airplane on top of this plot of land. So if imagine you are in a helicopter flying around the city. So when you look down, you actually see these 3 points. So you need to know that which are the points on the level ground, because there will be other questions where some points are on level ground, some points are not on level ground. So they actually become some three-dimensional trigo. Okay. So after this, you need to digest the information that, so for example, here A is due north of B. So the implication means that this is a vertical line. So it's perfectly vertical. That's the implication of this statement. A is due north of B. And then they gave us the bearing. The bearing of C from A is 126. So that means the north line is at A, and then when it touches the line AC is 126. Okay, and then they give you an angle ACB 64. And then they also give you a length. So with all the information, so make sure all the information are presented in the diagram. In some O-level questions, not all the information are presented in the diagram. So you just have to be very mindful. So read for every single piece of information. Then you can attempt to answer the question. So for the first part, your job is to get the bearing of C from B. So when you are supposed to find bearing, you need to locate that angle first. So you should have planted a north line on B. And because this is, just now we already realized that it's a vertical line. So the north line will pass through A. And then you need to look for the line that join BC. So the angle will be from clockwise, north line, until you touch BC. So that is the bearing that we are supposed to be looking for. So you need to identify the bearing, identify which angle is the bearing. Of course, if you do not identify correctly, then you end up finding the wrong angle. So in this question, I'm interested to find the angle ABC. So once you are supposed to know that you're supposed to find this angle, you can take a look. You can do an angle on the straight line, and then you can do an angle sum of triangle to find the bearing. Okay, so I let you work it out yourself. You will be able to get a 62. So the angle will be a 62, but you need to convert to 3 digit. So eventually you will get a 62 here. And when you do the angles on the straight line, here will be a 54. Okay, so you can give it a try to see whether you get a 62 degree. Then the next one, I'm supposed to find the distance of B from A. So put it simply, your job is to find AB. So AB is here. So how do you find a length? So you need to decide whether is it going to be a sine rule or would it be a cosine rule. So the length that you are interested in is directly opposite 64. And you got to see whether you can get another arrow or not. So in this case, I'll be able to get another arrow. So in fact, I can use sine rule. So I'm going to be using sine rule in the triangle. So usually if I use sine rule, I will start off with the length that I'm interested first, or the angle that I'm interested first. So I'm interested in AB. So AB is opposite 64. Then I already gotten a 54. The angle 54 is opposite 50 kilometer. So work it out. You'll see what you get. So you will get a chain of decimal. So write down the chain of decimal, because subsequently, if you will need to use this AB, you got to use this accurate version. But to present this answer, I will be writing a 55.5. So the answer for this part is a 55.5. But if I need to use this length in the subsequent part, I wouldn't use a 55.5. I will use a more accurate version. So that's something for you to take note. Okay, the next one, the area that is bounded by this, essentially is just a triangle. Put it simply, it's just a triangle. So it will be quite easy for you to apply the area of triangle. So you got to look for two included length, two lengths and an included angle. So you got the 55.5. So, and you got the 50 kilometer here. So apparently you should be using that two numbers and 62 degrees. So however, please do take note, do not use 55.5. Use the more accurate version to get the area. So again, the area that you get will be a lot of numbers. So don't be lazy, write out as many as you can, but the answers will be a 3SF answer. So if let's say in the subsequent part, you require this area, you shouldn't be using 1230. You should be using 1226.16095. Okay, the next one is the one where a lot of students will have some issue. They will have some issue with the shortest distance that can be constructed from C to AB. So usually shortest distance will mean shortest road. It's like the shortest distance. The property regarding the shortest distance will always be a perpendicular distance. So from C, the perpendicular distance will be this. So I'm interested to find this. So you can let the shortest distance, the shortest road be K. So you can draw on the diagram. And I will be making use of the area of triangle. So this one is a perpendicular. It's actually perpendicular to AB. So which also means that if I use the half done based on height, I will be getting the area of triangle. So if I use half times AB times K, I'll be getting the area of triangle ABC. So if you observe this idea, you already gotten your AB. So AB, use the one with a lot of decimal place. And you also got the area of the triangle. So do not use the 1230. You use a more accurate area. And then subsequently from here, you found your K. So you leave your K in 3SF. But if you are using the previous answer, don't use the 3SF of the previous answer. Use the one with more decimal place. So make sure you're able to complete this question.